Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So I'm going to talk about that hot topic, gas prices. So right now across the nation, gas prices per gallon are just spiking, right? I mean, we're looking at $5, $6, $7, $8 to $9 in a couple places right now, right? So they are awful. Prices of gas, driving these things around, you feel it. You feel it at the pump, and it definitely sucks. So I wanted to talk through, well, for starters, I'd be curious to know how much gas costs in your local areas right now. So throw that in the comment section. Let me know how much you are paying currently for gas. I'd be curious to know how that differs for all the viewers here. So let me know that. But really, I want to talk through how gas prices are affecting values of vehicles like these. Okay, so I'm talking TRD Pros, obviously Land Cruiser, Raptors, the Ram TRX. How is that rise in gas prices affecting these? So the immediate knee-jerk reaction would be, okay, well, of course, because gas is rising, these are gas guzzlers. So of course the values of these they're gonna come down. They have to, right? I would argue no. Of course, I'm the guy with these vehicles, so I understand that bias is involved in this discussion here. Let me make that clear. But hear me out. I mean, when it comes to vehicles like this, 9 out of 10 people who buy them do not buy them for fuel economy. They did not buy them for fuel economy from the beginning. I definitely didn't, right? So you got 14 miles per gallon in this, 15 maybe with the tailwind. You got 19-ish, 18, 19 miles per gallon in this, and then maybe 18, 17 in the 4Runner as is. So for starters, the people buying these aren't concerned about it. Even with the gas prices rising up, well, at least I can speak for myself, sure, it sucks. I'm not super worried about it. And I know if I'm feeling that way, more than likely, oh, we got a buggy feature. We got a buggy feature. Well, good fuel economy in that one there. Buggy's got it figured out. But all that to say, so the people who buy these, they're never worried about that. Or at least they typically aren't, right? Granted, it still sucks. I get it. But by the gas prices going up, a lot of people who are driving, not these, but other gas guzzlers out there, more common vehicles, the common F-150s, the common whatevers, they are trying to jump ship. They are the ones who are making the jump to, I see you, buddy. Looking good. Do a thumbs up. Crushed it. So those are the people who are jumping over to EVs, jumping over to Teslas. And long term, that's a good thing for owners of these vehicles, I would argue. So the owners of that 2021, 2020 Tundra TRD Pros, it's good for you guys. Because in 5 years, when so many people have already jumped over to EVs, jumped over to Teslas, you're going to be the guy left with the sweet Tundra TRD Pro. And gas prices will have for sure leveled out just because there's going to be far less of a demand for it at that point. I shouldn't say far less, but there will be less of a demand for it. Me too. So hopefully that makes sense to you. There'll be less of a demand for it. And because of that, the fuel prices are going to come back down a little bit. So that's my thoughts on it. I mean, with this wave of high prices, a lot of people who are not in the exclusive, the most desirable vehicles are jumping ship. Those are the ones jumping over to the EVs and Teslas and everything of that sort. So we're moving a lot of the community who is buying fuel right now. They're moving over to the EV electric vehicles. So that's my thoughts on it anyway. And you let me know if you agree with that. So although the rise in fuel costs sucks, I think it will ultimately be a good thing in the long run. We've gone through this before too, right? I mean, fuel costs, they went up back in 2008, 2009 during that recession. We're not in that position right now. Fuel costs are going up a ton, but it's not a recession. In fact, it's quite the opposite, really. I mean, when it comes to inflation, right? We have a ton of money, and I heard crazy stats before how much of our actual US dollar was actually printed within the last 2 years. And it is a substantial amount that was printed throughout history, right? So we're talking, I don't want to throw the stats out there, but you guys can do your own homework if you're interested in it. But that inflation is going to have a huge second and third order effect that's going to last years. We're talking not just, you know, the next few years, couple years, like a lot of people want to think. You know, we're talking 10, 15, 20 years we're going to be reaping. I guess you can consider it, I don't know, I'd say it is detrimental in the long run, in my opinion. But when it comes to values of vehicles, you know, just the overall worth of the US dollar, you know, it's gone down tremendously. So what costs $10 today is going to be the same thing that cost $100 10 years from now, if that. So all that to say, gas prices going up is a bad thing, of course, but when it comes to the values of these, it's not going to affect it. In fact, you know, these are going to continue to go up for the next few years, because the people who are actually aiming for these and want them, they're willing to pay the premium, and they're part of the crew that's actually benefiting from the inflation of the US dollar, if that makes sense. And that's my thoughts on it anyway. So you let me know what your thoughts are. You let me know if I'm totally left field with that mindset. But at any rate, I appreciate you guys watching as always. Until next time.